this is your host for Cooking with Tiffany and Tiffany's Community Spotlight at Home, Tiffany DuBois-Morales. Now, for today's video, we are going to be doing already marinated, in this case, Scotch Bonnet marinated beef shin, along with a carrot, tomato, onion, and string bean saute. So, hope you're all famished for today's video. Sit back, relax, and we will be back. All right, everybody, we are back. So the very first thing that we are going to do is take our marinated beef shin and add it into our pressure cooker, because we know from the last time I made this dish, it is simpler to just let this be pressure cooked rather than braised. So we're going to allow the marinade to get added in here. Garnish with some whole pieces of garlic. And add in the entire container of our bone broth with beef seasoning. Allow it to pretty much fill our pressure cooker. And we're gonna add in just a little more liquid. Transfer this to our pressure cooker and we'll set this on high heat for a solid 40 to 45 minutes before we, go ahead and check it. But as always, do not forget to head over to Reading Terminal Market here in Philadelphia, PA, and head over to Gianta's Prime Shop. They are my exclusive meat purveyors as always, and everybody at the Head Nut, also at Reading Terminal Market, for all of my spices, which, before I forget, our spice rub for the beef shin included black peppercorn, red pepper flake, cayenne pepper, Ethiopian bearberry, ras el hanout, oregano, and dried tarragon. I have fresh tarragon over here that we're going to incorporate into our saute. So everything will be, very similarly spiced. Only thing missing is the Scotch Bonnet hot sauce that a fellow chef gifted to me. So we'll be back in just a moment. All right, everybody, we are back. So we have sliced up our various ingredients. So our garlic, tomatoes, carrots, string beans had their ends trimmed ahead of time. Thank you, honey, for doing that. And we have our onions as well. In our Dutch oven, as always, we have our vegetable oil, since we are still on my weight loss journey and I keep misbehaving like good food, and eating out is tricky because you're not able to control the amount of salt or fat or, richness of the dish, but I still keep doing it. but more on that later. Right now we have our garlic in the bottom of the pan and a whole lot of onion. So we're going to add this in first. A bunch of our fresh thyme, dried spices, carrots, and tomatoes. Stir. And add in some fresh water. Do one more stir. Cover with our lid. And you know what? I am going to set our timer for 10 minutes and let this kind of percolate and do their thing while I finish cleaning up. So we'll be back. Hey everybody, we are back. And as you can see, after 10 minutes of cooking, we have a beautiful amount of liquid. So we're taking this saute and turning it more into a ragu or stew that will blend very well with the Scotch Bonnet marinated beef shin that we have in the pressure cooker. Now, string beans don't take a lot of time to cook, so that's why I am waiting until this cooks down a little bit more before I add it. And a couple of important notes. This can be a light, low calorie, but still very flavorful stew or soup, if you want to call it that. This is not in any recipe book or anything. This is just kind of me throwing multiple cuisines and cultures together. And most importantly, if you are going to pair this with alcohol, keep it simple. A bottle of red wine would go very well with all of this, be it from France, Italy, Spain, Portugal, or anything else. If you want to do a cocktail, I like warming cocktails for this particular dish. So think along the lines of hot toddies, maybe a apple and like a nice apple-based whiskey cocktail. You could also do old-fashioned. You could do a brandy crusta, which that is a cocktail that most aficionados will know about. But majority of the time, it's only relative to people that are in the alcohol industry. So there is that. Right now, this is looking really, really good. We're going to do one more round of seasonings because you know how much I love everything to have an extra punch of flavor. So, if you're local to Center City, Philadelphia, I highly recommend stopping by Vine Brothers Produce, also at Reading Terminal Market for the majority of your produce, your vegetables, your herbs, hot peppers, and anything else that tickles your fancy. All right, everybody, we are back. So, beef shin is still percolating away, and we have our string beans now getting added. At this point, we are pretty much, midway through everything. So what I'm going to do at this point now is cover with our lid, set our temperature to low heat because I want this to re-release any extra liquid and have the time to just stew and do its thing, so that once the beef shin is done, we can go ahead, chop that up, and mix it all together in our finished dish. As always, remember to adjust your timing based upon how much time you have left for your dish. This is going to be the hubby's dinner tonight, so we don't need to hit the road for like another hour, but our finished look will basically be the next thing up. All right, everybody, we are back, and check it out. So we have our Scotch Bonnet marinated and pressure cooked beef shin, along with our string bean, carrot, tomato, and onion stew mixed in. And we are going to go ahead and garnish with our beautiful and delicious fresh dill and tarragon herbs. As always, please head over to Ivine Brothers Produce, Gianta's Prime Shop, and the Head Nut, all at Reading Terminal Market, for your produce, proteins, and spices. Garlic, as always, was from Whole Foods Market, and this will most likely be a very flavorful and tasty dinner for the both of us. I am your host for Cooking with Tiffany, Tiffany DuBois-Morales. Bye!